Hey guys, welcome back to Lynch's Garage Friday night stories. Uh, yeah, on the departure from the military. Uh, but if you've seen the one I just posted on the first ride of 2026 in this baby, no issues, man. She's rock solid on the highway and she can handle the curves like nobody's business. She's just tight. You can whip her into a corner curve and she just bites in and yeah, she's awesome. No shimmy on the highway. We tried different speeds: 90 kilometers an hour, 100 kilometers an hour, 110, 120, 125, 130. We went right up, up to 80 miles an hour. uh no issues. So I thought I'd do some stories anyway, because being I didn't do stories for the last 2 weeks because, of course, I was on a trip over to the UK, but visiting Sam, Molly, and Reese, the little baby. Have some more of this whiskey plank, tin roof distillery. I like to finish this before next Friday, because I like to crack something new I bought at the duty free in in London, in the airport there. But we'll see. Maybe I can finish it. Yeah. So let's have a sip of this. We made it again, guys. We're still here. Another week, a few weeks actually since I've talked with you. Yeah, have gone by, but yeah, just vacationing over there. It's good to be back in Canada, though. But it's nice to see some different stuff, and we did see a lot of cool stuff over there. Ah, that's delicious. Haven't had a whiskey in a little bit. So, yeah. So, like I say, the RS worked perfect. I mean, I tell you, we're turning some heads. People were rubbernecking this baby out. We were going down toward the end of the Waverly Road, and up comes a Camaro coming the other way. Might have been a little bit newer than this one. Sure enough, man, he gave us the old thumbs up, wave, and everything like that. I got a wave into him just a little second. I wasn't expecting it. A lot of guys in the Mustangs, they don't seem to wave, but with the Camaro, I guess that's a thing. And then only another two clicks down the road, up comes, facing, not coming at us, was a high exotic car. It looked like a Corvette, but it wasn't a Corvette. It was something a little bit like a Ferrari or something. Anyway, didn't he give us the wave too? I thought that's cool. I mean, his car is worth like probably about let's say 8 times more than this thing. And he gave us a wave. So it's just got a cool look on the road, and that contrast with the white stripes and the black and stuff like that, and the way Bruce blacked out the bow tie instead of having that big bright gold bow tie on the front. Bruce got the black one for the front, and he also did the one in the back as black too. So it just looks more. It's just way cooler. Bruce enjoyed it too, getting back in his old ride, seeing how that went. Yeah, you liked that. I loved it. I mean, it feels like a new car to me. Just driving it, it's just solid. Brakes are nice and good after I service them. Everything seems very, very nice. Um, what's that there? Yeah, nice and steady. It's a nice firm pedal. It's not touchy brakes where you're it's jamming. It's just a nice linear, nice even feel to the brakes. So it's really good. So I'm glad. I'm glad that's good. And Bruce went on his first ride with the old gorgeous Glide. He went down the Waverly Road too, and he came back. That was a couple days ago when the temperature was 18 here, and he once he did the ride back, he was getting more confident with it, and he was liking it. The way it handled and the power, the torque. When you crack the throttle when you're on the highway, she's gonna move for you. That's for sure. Doesn't matter if you got a passenger and your bags are full of clothes or whatever gear, she's still gonna haul ass. That Glide's got a lot of power, a lot of grunt. So where we left off last time, we had just got home, with the U-Haul trailer and all that, TR6 on the back, hauled it off the back of the trailer and put it in the backyard, and that was around. Mm, I think that was around mid-August. I might have had some leave before, so we might have got home. I think maybe the 7th of August. I might have had a week or so left over that I, could use up. So officially, I was on leave until the 15th, and the 15th of August, boom, I'm a civilian. I'm out of the military. So, but what happened? So I'm home. We're home on the 7th, me and Barb and Samantha. She's only like 2 years old, or almost two. Yeah. So what happens August 10th is the Canadian Armed Forces gets called up to get involved in the Gulf War. And that was, like I said, August 10th, 1990. So just so happens, Dad and Mom say, well, okay, let's have a barbecue. Ronnie's home. Let's celebrate and all that. Ronnie and Barb's home and all that. And little baby Sam. That was cool. And then my brother, Chris and Jane, come over, and other family members and stuff like that. And so having a few beers and talking, and and then Jane, Chris's wife, being she worked over at STAD in the military, uh, at the dockyard there. She worked with some, high-ranking officials. She did the paperwork for them and stuff like that. And she said, "Well, you don't technically get out till August 15th." I said, "Yeah, I know." She said, "Well, they can call you back. They can re-enlist you, like, uh, and not release you." I said, "No." I said, I did my 6 month term. I put my release in, and I did my 6 month term. I said, if they want to come and get me here at 81 Avenue, but yeah, they're more than welcome. But you know what? I'm going to be 150 pounds of dead weight, because I'm just going to lay there. If they want, if they want to drag me to the barracks or whatever, and dress me and shower me and all that, I'm not going to be much of a soldier, because I'm out. I'm out. So they didn't come back for me. Anyway, I wouldn't have gone, because I did my time, and I did my 6 months. So that was cool. So we had to, both of us, Barb and I, had to dig down, and we had to start, hitting the streets, feet on the pavement, boots on the ground. We had to find jobs. We had to find good jobs, and didn't we both find jobs by October? But there was a few things that led up to, kind of a couple weird things that happened. Uh, so I'd go out almost, well, Monday to Friday anyway. I'd go out every morning, say from, I don't know, 9 o'clock till 11:30 or something like that. I'd be going all the manpower places. I'd be going all the employment centers. I just keep putting resumes in, resumes in, resumes in. I just never stopped. I just said it's going to happen. Something's going to bite, and I kept doing that. And that was probably I did started doing that third week of August, and did it all September, and But didn't I get a call from Nova Scotia Power? And I thought, wow, shit, if I could get that'd be a great job. So they called me up and said, we'd like to do an interview with you and all that. And, you know, I said, okay, that sounds good. I must have applied, gave them my phone number. I don't know. Uh, and they said, gave me the appointment date. I think it was like a week later or whatever. And then a couple days before, didn't I get another call from them? They said, we're sorry. We're sorry, but we picked the wrong Ron Lynch. So what? There's two Ron Lynches? Apparently, there was another Ron Lynch. I didn't know anything about this dude. He lived on Aber Lake Road in Dartmouth in the North End, and he had university. I'm just a radio tech army dude, right? And they meant to have the appointment with him, not me. So that's fucking out the window, people. That job is gone. I thought, okay, keep hitting the streets, boots on the ground, keep putting in for stuff. And that's what I did. I kept going and going and going. And what else happened there? Okay, so I had put in for a job as a supervisor of a radio shop. And it was for Philips Mobile Radio. Like I put in for the manager job. And well, didn't the new manager call me and said I just got this job. My name is Dave Albert. I said, cool. We don't have this job's not available. We see you applied for it, but we do have a job as a radio technician. I said, okay, that sounds cool. And he said, can you come in for the test and all this? And I said, oh no, that's not how it happened. He said, we do have a job for you, but you have to move to Truro. You're going to be the Cumberland, the Truro Tech. So we will give you a van stocked with all the parts. You will work from your home in the, driving around fixing systems and radios. And I said, no. I said, I came all the way home from Ontario here to Dartmouth. I said, I'm not going to live in Truro. Yeah. Dave Albert said, well, well, sorry we couldn't make this happen, but good luck in in your ventures of finding something, a job. I said, okay, thanks. And that's it. We hung up, and I thought I'd never hear from him. 2 weeks later, he calls me. He goes, I got a job for you in the shop as a bench tech. Okay, I'll be a bench tech. Bench tech, I don't mind. And I got to get a Guinness. Just 1 second. Let's check the recording. It sure looks like it's recording. What do I have here? The father's mug. I already had a little bit of Guinness prior, but we'll put the Guinness to it. So, yeah, glad you guys come back. Grab your drink, whatever you like to drink. Grab your drink, people, because we're here for a good time, people, not a long time. in the length of, you know, how long this planet has been here, you know what? Our lifetime is just a blink of an eye, a blink of your eyelid. That's how long we're here. Trust me. I know. So, stand up there, Guinness. Okay. Let's have a little swig of this now. Yes. Oh my God. Jeez. Over there in Chester, England, just on the sidetrack here, uh, Sam found these cans. Now, let's see, by comparison here. So you got this here. What's this one here? 440 mils, right? 440 mils. Well, they got over there what you call the nitro can. Same roundness, but it's that tall. And I think it's 558 mils, if I remember correctly. But it's got a nitrogen, it's basically the same amount of liquid, but it's filled with nitrogen, not just this little widget ball that these ones have. And what you do is you've got a device you buy, you snap it on. First, you pop the lid, you snap this thing on. It's got the harp on top that lights up, and because you got to press a button, and then you hold your glass at about 45. You take this with the spout on it, and you keep it right there, level, and you pour it in almost to 3/4, a little bit more. Settle it off, let it rise a bit, then pour the rest of it in. And I tell you, man, the creamiest Guinness, other than going to somewhere in Dublin, Ireland, having it from the taps there in a bar, that is so damn close to it, man. So damn close. It was awesome. I tried to experiment with the device on a regular can. It was trying it. It was doing a little fizzy thing, but it wasn't the same. So they don't sell the nitro cans here yet. But if they do, geez, some damn smooth. So let's get back to it. Actually, there's nothing written here. I'm just going off the top of my head now. But so yeah, I said we have a spot for you in the shop. Would you like to work in the shop here? That was right in Burnside, off Morris Drive. Right, they had a unit there, and I said, sure, yeah. He said, we got the bench tech here now. He's going to move to Truro. Terry's going to move to Truro. I said, decent. And I found out later that he had a girlfriend in Truro, and so it was ideal for him. He wanted to go back there and live with her. So I thought, wow, that worked out. So yeah, I dropped in from the military to there. My pay might have dropped, I don't know, $4 grand. Maybe I was making 30 grand in the military and I went down to 26 grand, something like that. But whatever. I was happy to have a job and I went for it. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was really good. And I stayed there for 5 years, 5 years until, someone comes around and offers you 14,000 more back in 1995. You're going to take it. Yeah, you're going to take it. That was a big jump. So to go to 40 grand. So we'll get to that job later. But anyway, I remember. Uh, so you had to do on call. They had rotational like on the weekends, and through the week you had to do your on call bit. So I was probably there let's see, started there in October. So I got the job there in October, mid October, I think. And Barb got a job too with the Chronicle Herald up in Burnside. She got a job almost the same time I did, doing night. Hers was more night stuff, I think. Maybe 4 hours at night or something like that. So that was cool. And so I didn't go on call till because I had to have experience there and stuff. So I think it was right around to the next year, and I believe it was the summertime. I kind of remember it was August, mid August. It was hot, and it was like I don't know. Um, yeah. So they put me on call, and I remember being in the shop and looking out the back window or a back door, and the dark clouds were rolling in, and some of the senior techs were standing there. Said, "Oh, you're on call tonight, are you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm on call the weekend." And all of a sudden, the thunder and lightning fucking started, and dark, dark clouds. And I thought, "Oh shit, I'm gonna be in for a good one." Didn't I get a call? Holy shit! Didn't I get a call? It was by Muscatawbet. It was a radio tower that we had to look after with all the departments like DOT, Sheriff's Department, all those systems were up there. And didn't that night, it was called Jerusalem Hill. So you had to go to unlock a big gated bar, and drive your van up the fucking mountain to the radio tower site. And didn't the fucking lightning strike the fucking shed and come down into the electrical system and blow every fucking fuse on every repeater and transmitter and receiver? It just fucked everything. Everything was. Luckily, the van I was using, the guy had stocked it so well, he had fuses for every type of system there. And with a little help talking to some people and whatnot, uh, I got everything up and running by myself, finding the proper fuses and figuring out what was wrong and changing all that. Got it all back together. So that was a hell of a night. That was my first on call weekend too. I thought, oh, what kind of luck is that? That's freaking terrible luck, people. Terrible luck. But I got through it. Oh shit! I should have used this. The old Guinness. Yeah, the old Guinness coaster. Bruce made me. That's cool. So no, it was a good job there, and we looked after the radio systems and all the Dartmouth Parks and Rec and Works Department. That's when Dartmouth was Dartmouth. Halifax was Halifax, and we looked after all that stuff, and it kept you hopping. You were always busy. There was always something to do. We had contracts with a bunch of different smaller companies too, but most of it was with the Nova Scotia government, looking after the grid, the 26 radio towers across the province, all the way from the tip of Cape Breton and all the way back to Yarmouth. So there was a lot of traveling involved to maintain all those sites on different occasions, and so. But it was a rewarding job. It was, Philips Mobile Radio was actually owned by a company in, it's an English company, and yeah, so we had these big old radios called Pi radios, and they were like tall, thin. They had crystals in them. Not none of this programmable stuff. These are like plug-in crystals, certain frequencies, and you had to tune. You know what I mean? It was a lot of hands-on to get these things aligned correctly and working right. So yeah, and the advancements in technology, radios went programmable, and we did see that at Philips with their FM 92s, FM 93 radios that were you have a prom chip, you program the prom chip, plug it in, and you're all set. So yeah, it's evolved quite a bit in the last 30, 40 years. It's quite amazing. But guys, I'd like to get this video up for you. But yeah, tomorrow should be a venture for me and Bruce. We're going to take this baby, RS, on its long voyage. It's been to New Brunswick before. Bruce had it up there a number of years ago on a trip. I think that's probably the farthest it's been. So we're going to take it up to Moncton tomorrow morning at 7:30. We're going to go to the Radical Speed Sport at the Moncton Coliseum, and they have some wicked cars there. In the show, they got some awesome cars, and I hope to do some filming. I got the new my new gimbal came in. The company went good for it, kind of. They gave me basically a new gimbal for free. I'm still out the old gimbal because it didn't work. It acted up, but this new one seems to work well, so I'm going to use it at the show, and I'll do a few clips and see how that goes. I think it'll work good. But yeah, it'd be interesting. Like just that little short run we did. What we do, maybe 38 kilometers tonight on the test ride. I'm just curious. I looked at the dipstick on the catch can, unscrewed it, pulled it out, not a drop of oil anywhere. So it's going to take a while for any of the fumes and stuff to, that will catch in there. We might on the trip up. I think if I can remember, I'm going to, once we park it at the Coliseum, I'm going to check the dipstick and see, just for the heck of it, what would a 2.5 hour drive do? Would that put enough in there to get a reading? I don't know. Maybe it'd have to be on the return. We don't know, but we'll let you know what we come up with. But until then, guys, as I always say, I like each and every one of you to stay safe out there. You know what I mean. Thunder Road.